Hey y'all, it's me again, Valerie, and welcome back to my yarn room. Yay! Alright, before we get started, I would like to invite anyone who has not already to hit that word subscribe. When you do, give the videos a thumbs up, share them if you can, and leave me a comment. Alright, now that all that's taken care of, what y'all think about this? Now, this is a coaster, but it could be a doily. Your choice. Don't matter. I'm sure y'all probably know all about the stitch count for all this, but I'm going to do the video anyway. So, y'all ready to get started? Okay. The way I like to get started on this is I like to do the magic ring. The way I do the magic ring is I put my tail in between my pinky and my next finger. My ring finger. Yeah, ring. Ha. Okay. And I separate my fingers, you know, like Mr. Spock. And I go over those, under them, I cross, and then I come back and I hold it. I turn my fingers over, go under that one, grab that one, and as I'm pulling it through, I turn my fingers back facing me. I take my fingers out, grab my working tail, and do a chain one just to lock in my yarn. Okay, now, what you do, I'm going to tighten that tail, that ring down, because it's a little bit long for me. Okay, what you do is, I'm going to go in, and I'm going to put 10 double crochets in my ring. If you like to do a chain 3 there and count that as your first double crochet, by all means do it. I am not the yarn police. I don't know anybody who is. Some like to act like they are. But however you do it that's comfortable for you, do it. Okay, I have 3, and I'll meet you back when I get the other 7. Yeah, because I'm doing 10 double crochets. Alright, I've got my 10 double crochets. I'm going to grab my tail, and I'm going to squish it all together. Be careful if you're using cotton yarn, it does like to break. So the harder you tug, the more you take a chance on breaking your yarn, and that would be terrible at this point because then you got to start over. Okay, I'm going to tug that yarn just a little bit more. Okay, and that closes your center off, mostly. Alright, and then I'm going to chain 1. Now, in this one, I'm going to go in every single stitch, and I'm going to put 2 double crochets, starting with where I slip stitched them together. Which will give me 20 double crochets. I'm going in the next one, and I'm going to put 2 in that one. And I will meet you back right here on this stitch, because I got a little trick to closing that gap. I'm sure some of y'all have seen it before. If you have and you want to skip ahead and go ahead and do it, go ahead. Okay, I'm back, and I'm at my last 2 double crochets in that 1 stitch. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to put 1 double crochet. Okay, then I'm going to go in the same stitch because 2 in each stitch, and I'm going to do half of a double crochet. Okay, then I'm going to go right here in that false stitch. I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to go in it, draw up a loop, yarn over, and I'm going to go through 2. Well, it gives me 3 on the hook. I'm going to yarn over and go through all 3. And splitting that last double crochet into 2 closes that gap a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to slip stitch into the top of my first double crochet, just like I did on the previous round, and I'm going to chain 1. Okay, now, if you'll look at this, it's curling. Well, a coaster is to lay flat. Okay, so how do you keep it from curling? Well, I got a trick for that too. Alright, I'm going to go in right there where I slip stitched, and I'm going to put a double crochet. And now normally this is where you would go into the next one and put 2. No, I'm going to go into every single stitch and put 2 double crochets in each stitch. Yeah. So 2 double crochets in every single stitch. And when you get back over here, do that little trick, and that'll make your work lay flat and not curl like that to actually be a coaster. And I'll meet you back over here at the end. Okay, I'm back. And see, by putting 2 doubles in each one of the next rows, it stopped that curling up, and it's actually laying flat. And by doing that little trick here on the seam, you can barely even tell where it's at. It ain't got that gap. Alright, on to the next one. We're going to bring in the green. Now, the way I'm going to bring in the green is I'm going to put my hook back in my yarn right there, and I'm going to tighten it down. Okay. And then I'm going to take my green, and I'm going to stick it through, and then I'm going to tighten that white all the way down. Okay. Then I'm going to single crochet with the green. Okay, now I'm going to go right here where I put them together, and I'm working over my green tail. And I'm going to put a double crochet, and I'm going to chain 1, and working over my green tail again. Just had to make sure I was working over it. I'm putting another double crochet. Alright, now I'm going to drop my green tail, I'm going to skip the next stitch, and I'm going to go into the next one and put another V with a chain 1 in between. And I'm going to do that all the way around. So, I'll meet you back. I do believe my yarn's only going to go over to about right here, because I'm using a scrap piece of yarn. Alright, and I'll meet you back right over here somewhere. But you go all the way around, and when you get to the end, you'll end your last V right here, and you'll have one space, and all you do is just slip stitch into the top right over here of this V stitch, and I'll meet you back at the end. Alright, now let's just say, because I'm about to run out of green yarn, I'm just using scraps for this because I've already got my 4 coasters done. Alright, let's just say I had already went all the way around, and I put my last V-stitch right here, which is where you'll put your last V-stitch. And I've got 1 stitch left. Okay, when I finish the last double crochet of the V-stitch, I'm just going to come right here to the top of my first double, and I'm going to slip stitch it together. Alright, and then you just chain 1 and cut your yarn off because you're completely done with the green. Alright, now let's bring in the pink to make the little flower petals. Alright, you're going to go into any of the V-stitches that you want to. I'm just going to go right here into the first one, and I'm going to put my yarn through, and I'm going to chain 1. Now, I'm going to be working over my tail just for the first flower petal. Okay, and all we're doing is a popcorn stitch, which a popcorn is 5 doubles. So, there's 1, 2, 3. I love that little owl. Y'all older gals probably know what I'm talking about. Oh, well, I might have dudes too. I don't know. Alright, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And if you didn't know how to do a popcorn, let me show you. After you do 5 double crochets in the same stitch, you draw up your yarn. All my yarns are getting caught with each other. Okay, you draw up a loop, and you count back. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that one always wants to twist. So, you come over here and you go into the first double crochet that you did. Bend it. And put your yarn through the loop that you drew up. And just slip stitch it. And boom. You have a popcorn. And for this project, afterwards, you want to chain 3. Because otherwise it's not going to lay right. Because you're going, you know, in the round. Okay, then you're going to yarn over. And you're going to go right here into your next V-stitch. And you're going to do the same thing. 5 doubles. And don't be afraid to pull it over. One more. Okay. We got our 5 doubles in that same stitch. So we're going to draw our yarn up and we're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's where I'm going to put my hook. And I'm going to take my finger right here and I'm going to bend it. And put my Get my hook back in my loop I made, tighten it down. And I'm going to just draw it through. And I'm going to chain 3 because I'm working in the round. And you do that all the way around. And when you get over here to where you did your last V-stitch, yeah, I said it right. When you get over here to where you did your last V-stitch, you're going to put your popcorn cluster in it. Excuse me, sorry about that. And don't forget, at the end of that last popcorn, you want to chain 3. And when you do, come right over here to this. No, I'm telling you wrong. Right here, where you closed your popcorn, and slip stitch. And when you get done, you'll have this pretty tulip coaster. And you ain't got to make it this color. Now, I have not sewed in my ends, so do not scream at me for that. I have a yellow one. I have a blue one. And I have a purple one. And these make for a great gift. A great gift. Anybody who likes tulips or likes flowers. Now, the yellow, the pink, and the blue were done with a solid cotton yarn. Now, the purple, I did it with a washed kind of yarn. But it still looks great. Alright, y'all. Well, that's going to be all for today. And I will meet you back here in the next one for another grand adventure. Right here in Val's Yarn Room. Alright. I truly love each and every single one of y'all to pieces. Do something nice for somebody. Even if it's just a smile. Alright. I had a different tutorial planned for today, but the math didn't work out right. So I'm still working on the math for that one. It might be for tomorrow. And it's kind of a mosaic. Yeah. It's an easy one. Don't get all, oh my goodness, no. It's easy. You can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And that's the truth. Alright, y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.